Do you know the skip laurel growth rate, or are you struggling to find out why yours is not growing or how far they should grow each year? Skip laurel trees are one of the most popular choices for many people looking for lush and dense hedges. This tree is small and more compact than most laurel trees. These brightly evergreen trees are a great size for any kind of yard. They thrive in full sunlight but can do fairly well in partial shade too. They thrive in USDA hardiness zones 5 to 9, which covers most of the country. It can be easily trimmed to form a dense hedge. It is hardy and easy to grow to produce a dense hedge that keeps away unwanted elements. Skip laurel growth rate. Skip laurel hedges create more neat compact hedges when pruned because they are smaller than the other laurel types. They have a natural vase-like shape that is attractive to look at. These trees grow to at least 10 to 18 feet tall and 5 to 7 feet wide with a moderate rate of about 24 inches per year. Their foliage is dense and glossy green in color all year round. Its fragrant white blossoms bloom in spring. During fall and winter, these trees produce red berries that attract songbirds. This plant is extremely tough that tolerates poor and dry soils, air pollution, shade, and cold weather. Characteristics of skip laurel. A hardy plant that withstands tough cold weather up to -10 degrees. Drought and deer-resistant plant. Fresh and glossy evergreen foliage that is attractive all year round. Grows easily even in difficult conditions. Can be trimmed into beautiful hedges. How to encourage faster growth of skip laurel bushes. If your laurel is not growing quickly enough, there are some ways you can speed up the process. Here are several ways you can use. Watering regularly. Your laurel may be stunted in growth due to a lack of enough water. Even though this plant tolerates dry soil and tough growing conditions, it is best to give it the best growing atmosphere. Water your new laurel shrub regularly, especially in the first year of growth. During summer, water every day if the soil is very dry, or water every 4 days if the soil holds water, or water every 6 days if the soil holds water and is under a shade. Adequate water will enable your laurel to grow thick and fast all year long. Adding a fertilizer. Adding a well-balanced fertilizer is a great way to encourage laurel growth. New laurels that are struggling to establish a growth system can be fed with a natural, organic fertilizer like bone meal. Established laurel trees grow better with the help of a more balanced fertilizer. Choosing the right soil for your skip laurel trees. This plant thrives in most soil types, but if your soil is heavy or sandy, add a layer of compost to better the chances of your plant growing better. Without the right type of soil, laurel can grow slowly. You may want to consider what type of soil to use when planting. Pruning the heads. Over time, the bottom branches of this tree can become bare while the top is heavy and thick with foliage. This slows its growth, and it becomes a problem to support its own weight. To improve such trees, remove all the dead or damaged branches to encourage laurel growth. Use sharp pruners or hedge trimmers to make this a lot easier and quicker to do. If you want to prune laurel to encourage better growth, trim the branches and cut them back a few times in the year. This will depend on how fast your laurel grows. If yours grow up to a quarter, then you can prune it a few times in a year. This helps the bush come back bushier and thicker than before. If you notice that your tree has buds on the branches, cut around a quarter to a ½ inch above the bud to give it room for growth. Be very gentle as you prune your tree to ensure you don't damage it. Skip laurel trees' growth rate is average, and we have learned how to encourage faster growth in case it is not growing at the right rate. No matter where you plant your skip laurel, you will get dense glossy evergreen foliage, that's assured. The more you plant close together, the denser the foliage becomes. If it successfully grows at 2 feet each year, you can grow an impenetrable hedge in no time. You can also allow the skip laurel to grow naturally without pruning to get the spring show or gorgeous white candle-like flowers with dark berries in either autumn or winter. Whether you choose to have a thick hedge for privacy or a barrier for dust or deep protection, you will get it right. This plant requires less maintenance that does not take too much of your time. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.